right. Hey, how's it going? My name is David, and yeah, thank you so much for the interest in these free landing page audits. So here's about what's gonna happen in the next 5 to 8 minutes. We'll walk through your landing page, and we'll just talk ideas how to make your product look better and work better. So by the end of the video, you should walk out with some tips and tricks that you should be able to apply in the next 24 hours. Okay, brew budget. Beer guy here. Compare beer by price per liter. Okay, so this looks like a more like a product page rather than landing page. Okay, so we can just talk about the product because I'm a product designer as well. But overall, each product should have its own landing page that talks about the problems, and it just guides users through the journey. Because if you don't do that, it's really hard to get users or visitors hooked, and it's hard to convert them from visitors to users. Okay, so uh, I think we need more visuals overall. Okay, like this doesn't doesn't say much. I'm not sure if it was AI generated or who made those, but it doesn't say much. Okay, so first of all, we need definitely some need. You can just grab some beer photo really, and just have like this big banner with the background. Some beer background, just regular photo. Just don't do these illustrations. You can just do regular photo with the title and everything, and then you have browse beers, and then the matrix browse. Yeah, when I click browse, it doesn't do anything, and the beer matrix it does. So this is good. What we need also. Oh, I see you have those illustrations here. Yeah, they don't say much. They don't say much. Okay, if I were you, I would really try to do something something different. You can just add like beer photos, man. Like look up some beer photos in some free library and do those, because these doesn't tell me much, and I think it's just missed opportunity. If you're targeting beer people, let's just add beer images. Don't make it look like a proper SaaS. This needs to be a combination of SaaS and beer, because you have really specific, or brew. I'm not sure if it's actually beer only. Browse all beers, so probably it's beer only. So we need to do more work with the actual like association. Okay, if you do beer photos, then people associate it quite fast. Okay, the other thing related to visuals are logos. Okay, every single one of these will be super sick, super nice if you add logos to it. Okay, add logos of each company, so that it's much easier to associate the product with the logo. Because if you don't do that, then people really just need read it through, which is not ideal. Okay, they people usually skim for logos, for images, and it helps them like with the what's the right word, visual clarity. Okay, so if I were you, I would add logos. I would also expect this to be filterable. So if you click on the table, it should sort. What is accuracy? Unlisted retailer pack and price looks correct, is potentially wrong. Flag received. Oh, wait. What 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 is that? Use accurate when the listed retailer pack and price looks correct. Use potentially wrong if an detail seems off. We save your vote immediately and include it in the nightly quality run after midnight. Oh, I see. So people review these prices. We need to have that somewhere. Okay, so if this is the core idea of the product, we definitely need to have a top section here that describes what people need to do. Okay, so ideally, right here, we need to have three different cards, three steps, 1, 2, 3. Okay, first browsing through the beers, browsing through the product. Two, finding the beers that you know a lot about, and then three, reviewing those prices or whatever people are trying to review. Okay, if you don't do that, then I'm worried no one's gonna click on these, because these doesn't even look like buttons. Okay, so if you want to make them look like buttons, if I were you, I wouldn't do these pills look, because there is a difference in tables with this and this, let's say. So this is a pill. Okay, this is what we call a pill, this is what we call a button. And or pale tags. tag is probably more common. Okay, and this is a button with those pills or tags, if you will. They just add info about the status of the product. Okay, so accurate, potentially wrong seems like a status right now that I cannot take any action on. So if you want to make this actionable, this should look like a button. Okay, so ideally, when it comes to the button specific, let's say this is a large button. So what you want to do is you want to do something like accurate and probably a checkbox, and then if it's a potentially wrong, you probably want to do like an X or like a, probably not a question mark, but maybe like an X or something. Okay, and make them filled. So what I mean by that is that add a background to them, so it really looks like a button. You really need to differentiate those buttons. Okay, because they do not look like buttons now. Okay, and also I'm looking at this in large screenshots, and I would probably also increase the overall width of the container. Okay, so what I would love to do is probably, what I would love to see is probably this sort of width. Okay, so there is little white space, because with tables overall there's problem, and that is that if you do not have large or wide container, those data points seems sort of squished. Okay. What happens if I click on this? Best price. Um, R309. Okay, so now you grab the price here. So what I would say, so here's a price trend. This is really good. This is really nice. But again, add a logo. Add the logo of the company. Okay, who owns this beer? Add a logo to it. What I would do if I were you, for this part right here, I would write a source. So maybe you can try that the price is, $20, and then right under it there is a source. Okay, so here you would have the URL, website URL. And then also the other thing what you can do is that I'm not sure if this is percentage. I'm not sure what R stands for, honestly. I have no clue why I see R. Yeah, yeah. Again, if you, by the way, macro, you can do logo. I'm not sure what R is though, but usually when you have these price trends, let's say you have price, you could do $20, okay, and then right next to it you would do plus, you know, 3 to 5%. So you can save up some space. You should like combine these two together, I believe, because usually people are. I mean, you should probably, in this particular case, I'm not sure if people are looking for like overall like really cheap retail, but they would probably look for the highest gain or highest last. This is something to you need to figure out. If you think people are really after these changes, then definitely keep them separate, but you need to set up filtering. Okay, so I need to be able to click on the filtering system to see it. Last update, do we really need it? Do we not really need it? That's something you need to figure out. If there is a product that it's almost, how long? It'll be 2 months old very soon, in 2 weeks. So do we really need it to see it as a first, or second product? Yeah. So yeah, this is slightly different than the actual landing page review. The least you can do is just to set up a hero section. Okay, if you have a hero section here that describes the product, describes the value, describes how it works, it should work much better, and people should get the idea pretty quick. I wrote an article about that summarize it. My findings in the past 5 days. I reviewed 30 of these. By the end of this Sunday, there'll probably be 70 landing page reviews. So I'll update the blog post, but you can read it through, and maybe there is some tips and tricks that you can apply in the next 24 hours. So yeah, I'll send you this video right after it's uploaded, and we'll go from there. Okay, thank you. See ya. Bye.